So guys, let's dive into one of the bigger stories I want to talk about today. And that actually has to do with Novel Horizons. We talked about Novel Horizons quite a bit, but I did want to talk about an update to Novel Horizons. So, in case you were not here for some reason, you missed my coverage, or you live under a rock and have no idea what's going on with Novel Horizons, well, Amelie came out with this post back on August 6th that said that Novel Horizons, the figurine company, merchandise company, is going bankrupt. Because of that, well, they're basically like, well, we're going bankrupt. Too bad. Bye, everybody. TLDR. I'm going to drink my tea really quick. That is right, guys. The merchandise company is, they're done so. They went bankrupt. They're not, going to be paying out their creators that they worked with. A lot of figures have been, left to dry. People are not ever going to receive them. Some of them, they'll never get. Some of them never even went to manufacturing. It was very, very sad. Reminds me a lot of Kobe merch or Bishojo 2.0. That's what people are calling it. So, very, very sad. Ultimately, guys, like I said, Novel Horizons made a statement where they said, hey, we're going bankrupt. We're going to do our best to do what we can, but no promises. That's it. So, that's kind of where we left off. Well, it does look like there is a little bit of hope on the horizon, but I do want to talk about, that's not a Novel Horizons joke with a hope on the horizon. Oh my god, I didn't mean that. I didn't mean that joke. Damn it. But what I do want to mention here, guys, is a little bit of good things, but also more bad things as well. So, I didn't know Shy Lily was a co-owner. I thought that was a Gamer Subs. You ever done Novel Horizons, bro? Yeah, it was just mismanagement, is what I think. So, update on Novel Horizons coming here from Mako. Some former staff members have gone out of their way to get affected creators their 3D files and data back. So, with the 3D files, they could potentially manufacture their own figures, which I think would be awesome. So it's definitely a really good step in the right direction to get those files. I received fruits this morning, and some other creators should have theirs have been contacted as well. So that's really good. You have to do this, and none of this would have been possible without them. Won't even mention any names for privacy, given the sensitivity of the situation. But people got Nikita, the GOAT, for coordinating all of this, and I will make sure they understand how much this means to anybody affected. So Nikita, of course, is the co-founder and chief operating officer of the Oshi Bar, and I think that's absolutely awesome. So a huge W there to Nikita for helping get those 3D files to the creators, because again, they could actually produce the statues of those. Of course, also, guys, Pogger, who is a former member of Novel Horizons, a former employee, says Pogger is looking to see if they can get the 3D scope files in the creators' hands. But at the very least, this solution works out. I would desperately love to get my Amma figure, and I'd happily commission someone to make it for me, praying this works out. So people are actively working to get the 3D files to the creators and maybe have them made differently. So Zhao goes on to talk about what happened with his experience with Novel Horizons and his future as well.
My merch store was hosted by Novel Horizons, but since their bankruptcy, I'll be switching hosts. It's a bummer because I really liked them and they genuinely saved my ass from getting a massive debt above my head when my plushie pre-orders were cancelled in China. Different story.
Oh, that sucks.
They were passionate and helped me make a lot of wonderful small merch a reality and gave me opportunities for conventions too. It sucks that this happened.
It really does suck. So many creators affected by this, right, chat? Lucia goes on to talk about her experience as well. There was a Lucia statue out there,
We are currently looking into our specific situation with Novel Horizons. Please know we're doing everything we can to figure things out, and we ask for your patience as we do so. We will notify you all as soon as we can. My parents and I, are sorry for the inconvenience and confusion caused by recent events.
Lucia, you didn't do anything, you know what I mean? Totally not your fault. On top of that, guys, Contail also talking about her thoughts about this situation, and she's
this
just mad,
really disappointing.
I don't blame her.
No, actually, this fucking sucks. As far as I can tell, Novel spent all the money and never made a single of my figurine. I'm so upset for you,
dude.
Fluffverse, and am currently working with my team to see what we can do.
So you took all her money, never made a single fucking figurine, guys. And his fans are never gonna get it. She's not gonna get a payout. I mean, it's awful, right? Yo Clash goes on to talk about I was the first VTuber to make figurines with Novel Horizons, so she is definitely, seen a lot, right?
When they reached out to me, they had one single example on their website of a figurine of this scale. And I thought it was a huge opportunity to make a figurine as a small-scale VTuber at that time.
You can't take anything from somebody that has nothing,
you know? Himself, and he was always incredibly kind and attentive. They laid off employees because they were going bankruptcy.
Listened
to my wishes at all times, and we made the perfect figurine, almost. It started going somewhat south when I asked for updates on when they would finally get shipped, because I got plenty of videos from him showing me the army of beautiful figurines painted and ready to go since months after pre-orders ended. That's when Novella told me in DMS first that Rai, the huge snake add-on of my figurine, unfortunately was hit by the Texas heat, and I assume most of them unfortunately melted in the warehouse or during transit.
Why would you not keep it like a
had to be waited out before anything could be shipped safely. I'm not sure if they had leftovers of the Rai add-on or if they had to get reproduced in the end.
It took a while, but it still shipped down the same year, which was 2023. Pre-order started. I consider myself lucky that my community was not hit by a 2+ year long wait or worse. But then again, I'm pretty sure it's the only big figurine project they were working on at that time. Oh yeah, we gotta go through Zins as well. I mean, there's so much. There's so much.
In 2024, I asked the Novella if it would be okay to possibly make a second figurine with them, and that I wanted it to set as one of my subathon goals. I got confirmation that I can do that, but it never happened in the end. Instead, every time I asked, the topic was changed to making different
I feel like all this
instead,
stuff
or
is
having
just
a
going
meet and
super
greet of
downhill
different
for a long
cons.
time.
Now I know why. I just wish he would have been honest with me instead of avoiding planning a second figurine. I believe Novella and Novel Horizons never had any ill intentions, but I know that they bit off more than they could chew.
Yeah, it was just mismanagement,
Overwhelming their team with a lot of merch production on top of figurine production was maybe too ambitious.
That makes me sad that the subathon goal was hit by a wonderful community, but ultimately it was not able to deliver that goal in the end. I'm so sorry for that. I'm also sorry for anyone still waiting for their order, might never receive it in the end. Maybe it's stupid to think this, but in a way I feel responsible for shedding light on Novel Horizons as the first VTuber doing a figurine drop on them. In case you're one of those waiting for your order still, please check out the recent post from Height about this situation. We are going to look at that post, by the way. That's, again, kind of adding hope to the situation, but Sanson also goes on to say, the merch drop I was supposed to do with all my rock climbing things are supposed to be through Novel Horizons. Right up to the timeline, things are smooth, and everything suddenly needed to be halted. All the items had double booties, acrylic sandies, keychains, prints. I like my first big merch drop in a minute. I declined offers to work with others to see it through, and there was so much, and I didn't want to flood my community. I'm so tired of merch not getting to my supportive friends and community. A lot of things never see the light of day. Radio silence, promises of tomorrow, I'll update you or next week. I don't claim to be good at communication, but in the face of delays or affecting others, there has to be a professional standard. I agree with that. I'm tired of waiting years for art or merchandise, being told one thing, promised quality, and then nothing. I'm so sorry to my community, but it looks like we won't be seeing anything from either the Rockstar AU different company or Rock Climber Arc. So I'd rather know than wait and be hopeful at a time. As long as it's past, we'll get cool stuff eventually. I promise you guys that. So again, Sanson having to deal with some of the stuff as well. Camilla also adding in her thoughts. Going on to say I'm biting my tongue. As a team of Novel Horizons have been nothing but sweethearts as people, but yeah, in terms of their work, it was done very unprofessionally. My fans ordered the figures around 2023, and they didn't receive them until 2025. 2 whole years later, chat. Holy shit. Unacceptable. And then when they finally started rolling out, my Discord flooded with photos of the figures being broken and painted in certain areas. With all the money my fans spent on it, makes me feel very sad they had to wait all that time to receive faulty product. So you can see some of the hair was not painted. I mean, that's pretty egregious right there, you know? Yeah, some of the hair breaking off. Yeah, it looks like it was the same part as well. So, that's very unfortunate. I feel so bad for Camilla. Wish I can make it up to the simps that were somehow affected. Please tell how Imp can make this better for you. I'm gonna be honest, there's just no replacement, right? Juniper also adds into this. If you guys remember, Juniper's statue had a bunch of issues where she was actually missing an eyelash on one of her figures. But she said, I need to start picking them to pieces after Novel Horizons. Most recent announcement, and this has been impacting my figure drop because they outsourced everything, Jaden, so it took a long time because it was overseas. My figures were in production with delays of 2 years and were shipped out with glaring quality issues to fans who were patiently waiting. With Novel Horizons going bankrupt and shuttering, they've confirmed there won't be any recourse available for them once my items move out of the warehouse. So that's it, guys. You're not gonna get a whole figure, at least from Juniper's launch. Lena also adds into this, and this is actually, I think, an important statement because you guys may remember she was involved with this kind of merchandise with her own company
my
before.
face when over 5 years ago my ex and I ran a figurine company with just us two, and we fulfilled every order, hand-signed collector's editions, sent them all the way from NZ, and every creator was paid out even when we barely knew what we were doing. My face when a project didn't work out and I alone worked overtime for a year to ensure everyone got their money back. Homies, I am so sorry how dirty you were done, but don't take it laying down, you deserved far better. If two little idiots can do it with all the struggles that came with it, so can an entire company with a team backing it. Don't take excuses, you deserve to be compensated.
He is
from the
absolutely
start
right.
And the end.
Absolutely right. So I hope people will try to push for what they can, but again, obviously, if they have nothing, they can't really give you anything, right? Of course, Zen goes on to talk about her experience, and this is a pretty long post, so I'm glad I'm using TTS for Zen's
I started
post.
with Novel Horizon a few years back, and I was one of the lucky ones to basically get it started from the ground up. Kind of a
like
guinea pig in a way.
A test, a demo,
Don't
right?
get me wrong. They were great. At first. We had solid communication and a bit of some butting heads, but overall it's what you'd expect from a startup company jumping into new territory. Slowly we started getting the figure designed out and the little figures. I was so freaking happy. I mean, you're an up-and-coming Vtuber and you get to be a figure. That's like, insane, right?
I mean, that's awesome. Like, I would be so ecstatic, you know?
So they get the first prototype done. It looks awesome. It's not in my hands yet, but it looked cool.
Alright, you saw the 3D
file. A month
file
or so later, I received the final. It's cheap PVC. It's material used as a quick mold. But I mean, they put work. There's metal magnets, it's proportionate, a glowing base, changeable parts. But it was fragile. And it came in broken. My brain is telling me, this is bad.
Especially if it's very fragile like that. Yeah,
so
you
I
can't
asked
do that.
Them, hey, this isn't PVC.
You need to get like
and it
resin.
Came in broken, a little radio silence, and they assure me it's PVC. I'm not dumb. It's the cheaper mold that's a step below. But what do I know? I say okay. Reluctantly. I'm still new to this. We begin the mass production. Radio silence. Then pre-orders. Okay. Radio silence.
Yeah, it sounds like their
Me and
MO.
my team ask how the shipping is going.
Yeah, it sounds like their MO, I'm gonna be so real.
It's a lot of back and forth. And they were getting rude. Orders finally start going out, and we start getting messages saying their figures came in broken or missing packages.
Yep, that's
so we grab
really
names
shitty.
And ask them. Radio silence. Then messages.
Bro, I would be so pissed. I'd be
radio
so pissed.
Silence. I was already at this point frustrated. And they are already working others' figures.
Yeah, the problem is like, so I think they took on too much, right? It was mismanagement, but also like, there was never quality assurance because look at all these other figures that got fucked up.
It took us forever to get these figures out, and we still have more to process, and they are already
look at how many
making
figures
other
have problems.
Me and my team start getting frustrated with them.
Yeah, because they're unprofessional and rude and ghosting
how they were both unresponsive and how they responded. My community was frustrated too, but we were trying our best while dealing with an uncooperative team.
Yeah, I mean, there's only so much
Finally,
you can do.
orders start getting handled. Albeit months later now. Then I get word they were preparing another batch of orders to go out.
So again, here's the exact same problem. This is why I showed you all of the ones before, right? With Yo Clash and everybody else, because Zen seemed to have a very similar issue as well as Yo Clash with stuff melting in the warehouse.
Little did I know, these freaking geniuses decided to leave them in a storage warehouse with no type of A/C
in the middle of
or
Texas,
cooling.
guys.
An
Their
entire
office
pallet of my figures
is
melted.
in Texas.
Yeah, they melted. And my orders for people who are now 1+ years of not
That is
receiving them have to
actually
wait
nuts.
longer. I am so mad at this point. I tell my team let's do what we
just
can
refund.
at this point
Just
cause we are
refund.
dealing with a team who are at this point not wanting to work with us anymore and are being unprofessional. So we try our best to clean up their mess. And we move on because I cannot do anything, and my company at the time had no idea how to handle the situation, so I was left with a mess I had no idea how to handle.
That's awful. Yeah, I mean, like, all you can do is refund at that point. You know what I mean? Like,
I was the guinea pig and maybe I have to accept that the test runners get fucked. Jump forward to now.
you should never have to
Last
accept
year,
that.
I decided.
Yeah, I don't
let
know
me
what
get in
lucky.
touch,
I just
guess,
don't know.
because Novel Horizon is doing a really good job all of a sudden with all these VTubers. I am assuming they are doing much better, and maybe they are actually more professional now. So they get all nice and cheery with me. And they say they are ready to do another figure.
Yeah, see, and I'm gonna be so real. I would have not done it. Yeah, I would have been like, nope.
Okay.
I wouldn't have done it.
So we begin doing the art and designs. They bring me to
Yeah,
cons,
but she's
and
so
want to
nice,
pitch me
you know?
ideas of these
She wants
coin
to believe
things
the
which
best
I
in
decide
people,
against
and
at
I
the
get
time.
that.
It's going all good. Whatever. Like wow, I guess things changed maybe.
Right, yeah, so I
get a
do
message
get that.
from my team and friends saying hey, things aren't looking good for that company and we should halt any more activities. Of course. So we do, and here we are now. And I have come to learn that there were still dozens of unfulfilled orders that were never taken care of despite being told so. And on top of that, rumors of them holding onto my figures in the back of a warehouse potentially, even going as far as to, again, rumors behind the scenes from their team and then some, saying they wanted to keep some to sell on websites for 2x, 3x the original pricing.
If that's actually true, they were literally like creating an artificial market for the fucking figurine. That's crazy.
Either way,
because people want like Zen
my
stuff.
experience
It's nice.
with them was frustration, anger, tossed to the side, used, whatever. I let it go because I was inexperienced with this sort of thing. I didn't at the time understand what was going on other than I took at it the value of me starting something up and being the rest test dummy along with Melody at the time. And all these VTubers were signing up. No one wants to be the one to potentially cry wolf, so I just thought to myself it is what it is, we'll figure this out, and hopefully they learned from me to help the others and do better. So I guess fuck me.
And that's part of the problem, right, chat? Everybody just were like, well, you know, I had problems and nobody wants to be the one to cry wolf about it. So nobody talked about it. They didn't talk amongst each other with their issues and stuff like that. And this is why today all of this happened, and everybody's like, "Oh, I had a problem," because nobody wants to cause problems.
I
am
sorry to those who never got their orders or who got nothing but radio silence from them.
Sometimes you got to.
It also seems like I am always causing something, but this was not expected. I know people are so sick of me being in trouble or finding it.
But it's not your fault.
I wish I didn't have to be. But I can't do anything about it other than try to be more mindful in the future when working with other companies and such, which I have. So we are trying to recover what we can from the warehouses, thankfully, to contacts. But yet, fuck. That's my story. I am sure I probably missed other moments, but I am recalling what I remember the most. Sorry for the trouble and sorry for being a pain in the ass. Will do my best to see in the future to make sure you all are taken care of.
Yeah, I mean, she's only trying to do her best with this situation, but obviously, I mean, they left her high and dry as well, right? Like, multiple figures not being sent out. They lied about it, apparently. So Hardly says, this arises a new concern with me because several times this year, this in figure was suddenly in stock for a brief sale period, and I'm concerned that these unfulfilled orders, they were reselling because the quantity was always super low. I really hope that wasn't the case. Zen says, oh, that's interesting. I'll pass it along to my team. Did you happen to take a screenshot by chance? I mean, that's... It seems like there is some validity to what Zentria mentioned, right? But again, multiple people never got their statue, or at least a statue in good... figure in good standing or in quality, so that's already a problem, right? So, I feel so bad for everybody, dude, but again, been talking about her issues, so I'm a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel, though. Hype Brain decides that they want to try to help. Hype says, we're deeply saddened by the news surrounding Novel Horizon and the impact it's had on so many creators and fans in the VTuber community. Hyde, as always, believe in this space. Many of you already know our history of collaboration, how much that we value the creativity and passion that lives here. Um, we're not here to make empty promises. We're here to help where we realistically can. Right now, that starts with discovery. We're opening a channel to better understand where new figurines and merchandise fit in the production process, what assets exist, and what the actual scope of support might look like. To the talents, whether you currently have access to your 3D file scopes or not, we're open to talking. If there's a path to get your merch back on track after proper cost analysis and feasibility review, we want to explore with you. No guarantees, just a genuine willingness to look at the numbers and see what is possible with our manufacturing capabilities. Well, they're so nice. Give me the information that can move things forward for the broader community. We appreciate you sharing. And of course, they give a little form to fill out. We're approaching this the same way we approach everything else we care about, carefully, transparently, and with the goal of doing it right by the people in the community. So everybody's like, hey, huge W, right? I think you're always coming in clutch for our community. Huge W. I mean, this is actually very, very kind of Hyde to try to step in. I'm filling the gaps, of course. So